Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, hello there, I'm Degen, this is Diablo 3, and a lot of you guys, since my last video, were asking me about where I got my builds or whatever, like if I could send you a link. I don't have that because I mainly just came up with my builds on my own or had advice from friends, stuff like that. So I never actually looked my build up anywhere. I pretty much just built them on my own or took advice from friends, like I said. So I use two builds actually. I have an Archon build, which I use for leveling up, and a critical mass build, which I use for basically everything else. Now I don't have a website that I made these builds from or anything like that. So I'm just gonna go over them right here, show you guys. I'll have a link to my armory in the description if you want to see that, but that's constantly changing along with my builds. Honestly, I am still tweaking and I'm still making changes to my builds every single day, so there's that. But you can see what I have been using, and for the most part I'm sure they'll stay pretty similar. And then if you want to try them out, you could make tweaks of your own. Now for the Archon build, I've never even talked to anyone about this build or looked anything up on it, to be honest. I pretty much just came up with it, just messing around, trying different things out, and it seems to work good for me. Now the biggest thing I do for this build is just tons of buffs. I just try to get my DPS as high as possible. I don't know if this is the most efficient thing, but for me it's fun. It seems to work. So I have movement speed 24%, of course, in my gear, and then for the rest of it I just try to make my DPS as high as possible. So I mean, I don't have the greatest gear right now, so my DPS unbuffed is like 130 to 140 range, 140,000 that is. And then when I'm fully buffed, I believe I'm up to 187,000. And with that, I just plow through monster power level 1, just running down the hallways, blasting things, pretty much one-shotting everything. I do run into a problem sometimes with reflect damage, but it's nothing major. Yeah, I just have 3 abilities on here that are nothing but DPS buffs. So Force Weapon, Spark Flint, and Pinpoint Barrier for energy armor. Now for my critical mass build, it's really fun. I do like it a lot, and I use it for a lot of stuff, but I don't like it for leveling up. When I'm playing with people, I will use critical mass build usually almost always, because I find that Archon build doesn't really work well when playing with others, whereas critical mass is the exact opposite. It works great when playing with others. So I got a lot of advice on this one from a friend of mine, and he pretty much taught me how to do it, at least what I know about it. And there's a few things that I've tweaked, such as when I first started, my attack speed wasn't quite good enough to really pull it off that well. So he told me to use slow time with stretch time rune, and that's what I did, and it worked great. It helped out. Now just recently, within the past like couple of days or so, I've switched over. I'm trying out time warp just to see how it works, and it seems to be alright. I can't really notice a difference with it though, to be honest. So but yeah, so stretch time is definitely good if you don't have enough attack speed. And the rest of this stuff I want to say is pretty standard critical mass. Like, most people will use these things on your critical mass builds. Some of the stuff I do have my abilities set up to a lower geared tier of person with critical mass, because my gear isn't that great. Like, I just came back a couple weeks ago, so I don't have like the best gear in the world right now. But it's pretty decent. Most of my gear I've either found on my own or friends have given it to me. I haven't really bought anything major yet. I did buy a few things though, so there's that. But yeah, I'm still working on gear, definitely. And this is it. I just wanted to show you guys my 2 main builds that I use right now. I do switch back and forth. And yeah, so if you know anything better or you have any advice that you think might help me out, feel free to leave that in the comments. That'd be awesome. And aside from that, I guess just thanks a ton for watching. Have a good one. Bye.